All right. I think that as a total here, it really comes down to getting past the conflict on whether or not there's anything more than just the passion and the want to act on that, right? But the thing is with the Six of Wands, we can overcome that if there is, some deeper soul searching here on both parts on whether or not, this relationship can continue. It's interesting. But with the Six of Wands, I also kind of look at this as, the both of you have been like putting yourselves in front of the other, like wanting the attention, right? But it is about overcoming things like the Five of Wands. So getting over the obstacles of the relationship. You're coming into this having hope that, things can move forward here with this relationship. Even though this person is in a place of not being able to really do anything with the Hangman. I don't think that they're intentionally holding up the show here, but I do think that they're seeing something different about how they feel about you, but I don't think it's you, like, how do I put this? You're not hurting yourself by having hope in this relationship. It's not like continuously hoping that this person is going to get their act together or anything like that, or, being in a place where that hope is like becoming devastating because nothing's happening. No, you're coming in with being clear, first of all, on, the bigger and better, the bigger picture here with the star. But I also kind of have the feeling, though, that there are some things that need to be healed for you, though, because you may be dealing with a person here who, is constantly in this place of not really knowing what they want or how to move forward. But it is about them seeing you differently and changing their perspective on the relationship. It may just be that you're dealing with somebody who needs a minute. Now, moving into the Queen of Pentacles, I love this energy for you, especially with them showing the Magician, because this to me is saying that as far as Capricorn's concerned, it really doesn't matter what this person chooses to manifest here or not. You're good. You're good. You're capable of taking care of yourself, right? Like, you're okay. And I don't think that, it's you conforming to what the other person wants or wants to create. It's I'm secure with whatever path happens in my life. And it's not that it's an I don't really need you type of thing, but it's I'm secure with myself and what I want. But it's on you. It's really on this person with the Magician, because they have the ability to create something here. But they've got to get out of, this like hesitation. And I really feel like that's what that is. They are seeing you differently, though. And that's the thing. And I think that this is why this is kind of coming through. You've had obstacles with this relationship clearly here, but it is about, like I said, overcoming them. But Cap, it's like, I feel good about you. I feel good about you and where you're at with your love life. And I feel good about you in terms of how you see this person. This isn't a do or die situation for you. You're fine without them. You would like to have them a part of your life, I think. But that's up to them. It's like you're looking at them going, it's up to you, honey. Whatever you want to do, we can do. And with the Two of Wands, I feel like for you, it's not about, being at a crossroads. It's more about, do you want to take this path with this person, right? Now, it's funny because it kind of has the feeling of where they're coming in with the Hangman, where it's like, it's time to act now. You're kind of moving into a place of, well, let me put you on hold for a minute, right? Because I can choose what I want, right? Like, I'm good either way. Do I want to take this course of action with you? With the Nine of Pentacles, what I feel like here is that this is the path that they're offering to you. And that may be where the decision is coming in, because it's like they want to remain independent, but they still want to be involved with you. But is that really what you want to do? And again, it's not about all or nothing here or do or die. It's just, I don't know, Cap. I have this feeling that you're dealing with a person here who could really make something great happen here. They really, really could. But I think that they really need to give themselves a minute to consider what they want. I don't care if their perspective on you is changing and on this relationship. They need to come from a place of, do you want to do things on your own, or do you want to be a part of this relationship? Are we just acting out of passion because we want attention and recognition from each other? You know, and with the Five of Wands, you're not on the same side. You're not there's the conflict that's going on in terms of where this relationship is going, you know, because there are two paths we can take here. But you're not giving like an ultimatum on this though, but you're still coming in with this hope, but it's not hurting you. It's just you're seeing the bigger picture in terms of this person. You know, but I would still say though, with the Six of Wands, there's still this potential to, you know, overcome this kind of obstacle of not really, you know, being on the same page and feeling conflicted about, you know, this person. Where is this relationship going? Are we just getting caught up in the passion? Is that all that is? You know, I don't think that you want a situation with this person where it's just, it's here and then it's gone. But I think that this person may have been acting this way, and this is where they need to kind of give themselves a timeout, you know. Typically, though, the Hermit can show that we're going our separate ways. Oh, and then the Sun and the Hierophant. Yeah, I would say that the Six of Wands is accurate here, right? But it's, you know, whatever will be, will be. But I do think that you're leading into a place where there could be a very strong commitment made here by this person. They just need to figure some shit out. And I do think that there is a situation that they need to get closure on, which may be why we're looking at the Hangman to begin with. But the thing is I still stand by, they're changing their perspective on you. But they may need to get some closure on some things that have happened that caused, you know, possibly a separation. But you're overcoming that. But for you, it's like, I'm not taking a risk on you until we're seeing things the same way, because this situation is conflicting. You're going to have to figure it out and get closure on this, because it's in your hands, honey. You do what you need to do, and you can make something happen here. But I'm not going to, you know, take a risk. I really feel like that's you with the Fool here. But with the World, this is a good indicator that, you know, if they just give themselves a time out to figure things out, they may be able to get closure on some issues that may have been preventing things from moving forward here, right? Now, they may be really, you know, hurt and disappointed by some things that they may have dealt with before, but you aren't, you know, like being harsh about it. It's like you're not, how do I put this? You're not uncaring. You see what they're going through emotionally, and you, I think, are supportive. And I think that you are invested, but in a very like I care about you, but I'm not going to take a risk on you type of way, right? Because it's like you're looking at those emotions that you have. But I also think that you're coming from a place of deep understanding when it comes to, you know, this person and the way that they feel. Now, you may be dealing with somebody here who feels really bad over the fact that they lost something good with you. And that may be pulling on your emotions. I don't think that they're manipulating you in any way. But then out comes the Sun and the Hierophant. Let's get back to a traditional relationship here. Let's bring new energy to this. Let's clear things up. Let's get past the conflict, right? I think that if you give this person, you know, just a few more minutes here, they'll figure it out, right? This really isn't that bad at all. And I do like the Sun with the Hierophant. So you're being told to go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And I think that there's a reason for this, because I think that this person is, and you know, I always say with the King of Pentacles, this one is really somebody who's pushy, right? They want you to do what they want, right? You give me what I want, right? But that's only because they may have been very stupid in letting this relationship go. And I do think that the Empress is you kind of like sitting in your power here. Like, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. You know, so I'm interested to see how this one's clarified. So you may be here very soon expressing, you know, some romantic feelings for somebody, and you get swept away in it with the Knight of Wands. The problem is the Eight of Cups. This is, I want you to love me the way that I love you, but somebody is not there. And again, it's kind of like this pushy type of feeling, right? But you may not, have really strong emotions for this person, or it's the other way around, right? But you're still like carried away with the passion that you have for each other. It's just that the feelings aren't on point. Now, with the Six of Pentacles, this is somebody knowing what you want and what you need, but they're not willing to give it to you. And with the Ten of Wands, that creates kind of an ending with the situation where it's like, well, if you can't give me what I need, then this is not a relationship that can go anywhere. But that isn't what that person wants. I'm telling you. It's like they may not be in a place where they can give you what you need and what you want, especially emotionally. Like they may not be on point with their feelings as far as, feeling the same way that you do. But when the relationship is dropped, it's like this person comes through and it's exerting control, not in an emperor type of way, but no, I don't want you going anywhere else. And yeah, it feels a little bit iffy, right? Like I don't want to say it kind of has that feeling, Cap, okay? But it's not dangerous. It has that feeling of, I don't want you to be with anybody else, right? So it's not like, if I can't have you, nobody can. No, it's like, no, wait a minute. I don't want you to go anywhere else. Let me come back through here and dominate. But you are sitting in your power with the Empress. I feel like this is you, whether you're male or female. And you're in a place where you could nurture and give to anybody. It's like being open to, well, I could have anybody I want. So why should I give my attention to you and continue to do this if you clearly can't give me what I need to make this relationship go anywhere? Now, for those of you who are single, this is somebody that you want to make the gesture to, okay? Because I'm telling you, I don't feel like this is a horrible, bad thing or that you're going to regret having this person in your life, okay? So if somebody comes through and they're, very romantic and very loving and there are emotions involved, right? This is somebody that you want to express those romantic feelings to, because I'm telling you, you're going to have a lot of fun together, for sure. But the emotions aren't going to quite be there just yet. Now, with the Lovers, though, the problem could be that, they can't make this relationship go anywhere because there may be another person involved. Unfortunately, you may be getting involved with somebody who needs to end another relationship. And they may be in a place where it's like, not that they're continuously like tempted here to, keep you and another person. It's just, I think that they find it hard to end another relationship. Now, that's only going to be for some of you. For others of you, you're dealing with a person here who just can't make up their mind between you and other people or you and another person. But if you're getting involved with somebody who's currently in a relationship, they need to man up or woman up, put on those big girl pants, right, and do something about it. I mean, if they really, really want you that much, then they're going to have to take care of that situation. But this is the reason why the relationship goes nowhere. But with the Two of Wands, it's like immediately going to a place where they want to get back to getting to know you, talking to you, flirting with you, right? And you're giving them attention too. But I think that they're fully aware that you can go wherever you want. But I don't think that you're going to regret this if you open up to these feelings. It's like all of a sudden now let me push it. But what I would say here, Cap, is that, like I said, if you're dealing with this person, they better take care of whatever situation is going on with other people or another person, or one person in particular. But clearly they want you. They want you. They want your time, your attention. They want to spend time with you. But that's because, like I said, you're sitting in your power. Like, seriously. And then you have the Three of Cups. All right. Sorry, shedding again. So yeah, I would say that healing some issues here are important. But you need to decide what you want coming out on this, right? And once you do, then the outcome here will happen sooner rather than later. You're coming into this with the Hermit, with the Two of Pentacles. If there are things that you cannot approach with your partner, it may be that you're looking at this relationship going, is this what I really want? Because the Two of Pentacles is like either being too embarrassed to approach another person. My God, if I could talk right. or there are things that you just can't approach with this person. It's like walking on eggshells. Like, I can't talk about certain things, but you have to be able to do that if we're going to heal the issues, right? But if you feel this way and you feel like you can't openly talk to the person that you're with, then it may be, what do I really want from this? Now with justice here, I feel like something needs to be balanced out. I think that you've been dealing with, unfair situations in terms of, the passion in the relationship, or feeling like you're wanted by this person. Because I'm looking at the Four of Pentacles with justice and thinking we need to balance things out. Things need to be fair, because somebody is trying, but it seems like the other person isn't responsive. And it's like, I need you to see me for a minute here, right? Like, do you see that I have passion for you? I have passion for this relationship. We need to balance the scales on this, and I feel like it's you, Cap, because with the Hermit, again, it's like, do you really want to continue to do this? And I think that you try because you think it's the right thing to do, but we need to even some shit out here. Now, unfortunately, with the Devil coming out, we're talking about just lust. That's it with the Devil. I mean, obviously there's negative things going on in the relationship here. You may be with a person right now that has a problem with cheating, which is possible, but I'm not seeing a cheating scenario. But you may be dealing with a person who only looks at things physically, and that maybe that, we can't approach the emotional side of it. It's like when it comes to passion or emotions, you try to get it in there, but they're not responsive to it. But the thing is with the Three of Cups, we're talking about mending the broken heart here, healing some issues, coming back together. And then the Hangman. All right. So with the Hangman coming out here with the Devil, the thing is if we're mending those issues where, we're getting past it just being a physical thing, it may be that you're willing to wait. That, or you're kind of in a place of like limbo, and that's why we're looking at very soon, where it's like you really need to figure out what you want to do with this relationship. Can you heal the issues that are there? Can this be more than just a physical connection? And I think that you're in a relationship with a person here where you don't really know where things are going. And it is about balancing some things out, making some things right. But I do see an attempt being made here to heal those issues. But it still puts you in a place of like, I don't know. I don't know if this is me, if this is who I want to be. But I worry about the Devil energy because I feel like that is the person that you're dealing with, But you're going to have to decide, Cap. You're going to have to decide what you want to do with this. Do you want to stay connected with this? Do you believe that this could be something more? Now, as far as healing family issues, this could be, the issue that you have from your upbringing is getting involved with people who are incapable of giving anything more than just the physical connection, right? And that's where you need to heal those family issues for yourself so that you can clearly decide what you want rather than being involved with situations like this. But there is an attempt to be made here to heal